Hello collectors, it's your boy Chris the Batman Statue Collector, and welcome back once again to Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles. And before you are some absolutely amazing absolutes and omnibus that I have in my collection. And the reason why they're all stacked up here is because a fellow collector reached out to me and they said, hey Chris, I would love you to profile all of your big time books. And I of course have a lot of individual issues and graphic novels and things like that, and they wanted to see that too. But they really wanted to see what I have collected so far. Now, these are all the absolutes and all the omnibus that I currently own. Now, of course, I am still collecting them, and I'm hoping to get all of them at some point. But I wanted to share what I had so far because I thought maybe you'd be interested, and maybe you would even be interested in picking up some of these books if you've never seen them before. So again, these right here are the absolutes, and these are a little bit larger books, basically collections from DC Comics. I want you to see the size difference between an omnibus and an absolute. You can see that they're just a little bit bigger, they're a little bit taller, but a lot of times the absolutes are a little bit skinnier than the omnibus. So you can really see the difference here. So usually the omnibus are quite a bit thicker, but not quite as tall. I probably personally prefer the absolute format just because I love the way they do the slip cases, the really nice cases on the outside, and I'll show you those as well. But I wanted to show you each and every one of these and show you inside the book to see if it's something that you would maybe be interested in picking up, okay? So why don't we start with the omnibus first, okay? And we're going to start with this one right here. This is Batman Grant Morrison, and this is volume number 1. Now, so far, as of this recording, there's actually 3. I only have the first one. It's really quite great. This does collect Batman 655 through 658, 663 through 683, and stories from the DC Universe 0 and 52, 30, and 47 from groundbreaking artist Andy Kubert, J.H. Williams, Tony S. Daniel, and more. Absolutely fantastic, of course. Great artists, great writers here. And so that's the front. Let me show you the back. Very, very cool. And let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. Alright, so here we have the Batman Grant Morrison Omnibus. This again is volume 1. There are 3 right now, which is really great. But incredible artwork, of course, great storytelling. I mean, just look at that. I mean, do we need to even go any further? This is just so freaking awesome. But lots of great stories, again, very historical stories, Man-Bat, just really great. Look at the color. Look at these panels, how they pop. The colors are just absolutely brilliant in these omnibus. Again, so many great stories, great art. I just absolutely love diving into this thing. It's just so freaking awesome. So again, these are, stories that you might have read as a kid or maybe want to revisit again, but just absolutely incredible. Joe Chill in Hell. I mean, come on. That's so freaking awesome. But again, great artwork, great storytelling, terrifying, some more modern stuff here as well. But it's just so great to see all of this collected, and knowing there's 2 other volumes, like that's so freaking awesome. Just goes to show you how many books this guy's worked on. Just absolutely incredible. But really great art, really great stories. Can't go wrong with Bane breaking a Batman back, huh? Absolutely fantastic. Again, here's the back cover right there. Front cover. Highly recommend this one. Usually really great prices on this one as well. Alright, so next up we have an absolutely incredible omnibus right here. This, of course, is the Scott Snyder Greg Capullo Volume 1. Now this thing, look at the size of this thing. It is massive, super, super heavy here, and it's just, there's so much great things in here. So this one is, accumulation of amazing artists like Jason Fabok and many others, Jock. But this does collect Batman 0 through 33, 23.2, and the Batman Annual 1 through 2. Just absolutely incredible. Of course, it does cover the Court of Owls and the amazing storylines there. So without further ado, let's check out the inside of this one. Alright guys, one of my all-time favorites here again, Batman Court of Owls, Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, absolutely fantastic. Of course you have the great Capullo art on the front. This thing is massive. Look, just look how thick this thing is. It's really quite insane. And this is just volume number 1. And then of course you have this incredible Capullo art on the back. Oh my gosh. I absolutely love Greg Capullo. He is one of my all-time favorite artists. I'm so glad I had a chance to meet him and do his VIP tour. But just look at this art. It's just, classic Capullo. Court of Owls. It's just incredible. Hopefully you guys know the Court of Owls story. If you don't, please go out and do yourself a favor and make sure you read it, because it's just incredible. Again, just incredible art, incredible writing from Scott Snyder. And I mean, can you go wrong having an entire, this massive volume here of all of his work and all of Scott's writing? I mean, come on. It's just absolutely incredible. Obviously, there's a lot of other things in this book, too. There's so much. I mean, look how thick this thing is. Of course, it does have 0 Year, which if you're not familiar with that, it's a great storyline, something very, very different. But it's just so much fun to have all of these things in one place. Again, just look at the art. I mean, just buy it for the art alone. It's just absolutely incredible. And if you're not a fan of Greg Capullo, come on. I don't know what's wrong with you. Lots of great covers here in the back as well, the variant covers. Really, really great. It's such a fun book. I mean, look at that. Look at that. It's so great. But anyway, I highly recommend this one. It's just so good. They got sketches in the back, so much extra. It's just absolutely fantastic. Again, this thing is worth every single penny. Next up, we have one that I really, really like. So this is the Joker. This is from the Bronze Age. This is the Bronze Age Omnibus. Again, you can see how thick it is. It is massive, very, very heavy. This is just awesome. It does have a lot of unpublished work in here as well, which is really, really cool. Definitely from the 60s, 70s, those books. It does collect Batman 251, 260, 286, 291 through 94, 321, 353, 365 through 366, 400, and then also The Brave and the Bold, 111, 118, 129 through 30, and many, many others. Also Detective Comics, Justice League of America, Joker, Wonder Woman. There's a lot of different stories in here, and I absolutely just love the way this thing looks. It's really, really incredible. Let's take a look on the inside. Now, if you watch this channel, you know how much I love the Joker. He is my all-time favorite character, all-time favorite villain, and look at this thing. Look at the size of this. It is insane. Just as insane as the Joker himself. Look at all of these great vintage covers. Again, this is part of the Bronze Age. Just absolutely incredible, incredible stories here. It's just so awesome. So here you're going to get incredible vintage art. I mean, this is classic, classic art. You can really see the difference in some of these panels compared to, of course, modern panels. It's just amazing how the art has changed over the years. But all of this is perfectly preserved. All of these incredible Joker stories. You've heard the greatest Joker stories ever told. Well, this is a collection of them. This is a collection of just the best of the best in terms of the Bronze Age Joker. Absolutely incredible. This is the Joker that I grew up on, that I started reading whenever I was a young boy. But again, look at the colors. Again, this is all perfectly preserved. It's got all of those great Joker covers over the years in here. There's just so many amazing stories. And you can, this will take you forever to read. But if you're interested in the Joker at all and want to know more about him and his origins, or at least so many of his origins, this is just an absolutely fantastic book. It's so big, it's massive, but again, the art just speaks for itself, and it really tells the story of that Bronze Age. Absolutely fantastic. And again, this is a highly recommended book by the Batman Statue Collector. So the last book I have in omnibus form is the Deathstroke, which is absolutely incredible. I really like this one a lot, and I've learned a lot about Deathstroke from it. This, of course, is the Deathstroke New 52 omnibus. It's really quite great. It does feature the collections from New 52 of, let's see, Deathstroke number 1 through 20, Deathstroke Annual 1 through 2, and the DC sneak peek of Deathstroke number 1, which is really, really cool. Let me show you the back side as well. And let's take a look at the inside of this one. Alright guys, so here is the Deathstroke Omnibus, again the New 52, and this is the cover, which looks really great. And then of course you also then have that awesome back cover there with all of those awesome issues. Of course it does describe everything you're getting here in the back. Just really, really great. But let me show you the inside of this one. Just a lot of incredible, incredible artwork from so many great artists. It's just absolutely beautiful. And again, in this format, it just, you know, the colors really pop. And it's just, I love how all of these are collected in one place. I know a lot of people like to collect these single issues, but it just looks absolutely fantastic. Again, lots of great stories. Let me kind of thumb through here. Of course, very reminiscent of the Prime 1 statue that I own. Just looks so great. A lot of different guest characters in this as well. A lot of oranges, of course. Just really awesome, right? Just a lot of fun, a lot of great artwork, and again, it's just so great that all of this is combined all together. So really awesome, really cool book. All right, so next up we have what I consider my favorite format. I just love the presentation of these. A lot of great presents on your shelf. And these, again, are the Absolutes from DC Comics. And again, I love them because they have the outside slipcase. So this one that we're looking at right here is the Absolute Batman Arkham Asylum. Classic book, Grant Morrison. This is the 30th anniversary, which is incredible. Of course, it does have really cool artwork on the front and back. And again, it has that slipcover, which is really nice. Again, these are really nice and hard. You know, they're just perfect for display. And then, of course, you have the inside of the book, or the inside of the case, which is the book itself. Really great art, really awesome. Let me let you see the inside of this one. All right, so now getting into the Absolutes, and again, they do have that slipcover case on the outside, which is really great. Let me slide that out, and so you can see the actual book cover here. Just really, really great. And then the back side as well looks great with those colors. Of course, you know that this is incredibly crazy art. Like, it's just well known for this incredible art style. But again, you're getting this large format, and the colors, they pop, the illustrations, you get to see them how they were intended to be seen. And again, they're perfectly preserved here on this just this amazing edition. And I am so glad they came out with this 30-year anniversary, because this book is incredibly iconic. If you've never read this one, again, please do yourself a favor and do that, because it really lets you dive into the evilness of Arkham. And there's so many like little Easter egg things back here. You actually have the draft, which is really cool back here, the actual typed draft. That's really nice that they included that in there. And again, it's most of the book here. It's half the book. And because again, this is kind of a smaller version. This wasn't a giant collection. This was just one story. So I just love that they put all of this extra art back here. That is incredible, and it's just so creepy. Very, very creepy. And I absolutely just love this from Dave here back here in the back. So anyway, really cool book. I highly recommend this one. It's just so neat to have this one in my collection. Next up, we have one of my all-time favorite stories, and that, of course, is Batman Hush. This thing is absolutely amazing. Loeb, Lee, Williams, just absolutely fantastic. Again, this is the outside here. It's got the great art from Jim Lee on the front and back. And then, of course, you take it out of the slipcover, and this is what you get right here. Absolutely incredible. Again, it's a nice, thick, large-scale book. And of course, it's got that Jim Lee art on the back as well. I absolutely love the artwork in this book. Let's check it out. So does it get any more iconic than Hush? I mean, Hush is one of the quintessential Batman stories of all time. Of course, Jim Lee, absolutely fantastic. And let me take it out of the slipcase here. And so you can see the actual art, which just looks absolutely incredible. And again, it just doesn't get any more iconic than this. It's just incredible. And the artwork speaks for itself. If you are a fan of Jim Lee, this is a must. You have to get this. Not only is the story great, but the illustrations are some of my all-time favorites. It just, to me, doesn't get any better than this book. I absolutely love it. You guys know I like a lot of the modern artists as well. But, I mean, this is iconic. This is so amazing. You just cannot go wrong with this book at all. The artwork, everything about this book screams amazingness to me. I'm so glad to own this one. And I mean, I'm just going to let that speak for itself. That is just incredible. Look at the way the colors pop here. It's just insane. And again, I'm really speechless. Going back and opening this book and looking at the art one more time, it just reminds you just really truly how special this book was. and how iconic it still is to this day. The art still holds up very, very well. I don't think it'll ever won't. It's just Jim Lee. I mean, there's just nothing else to say. He's just an incredible artist. I love all of this back here, all the sketches, kind of the behind-the-scenes stuff as well. Again, you have those iconic posters. And just little extras back in the back. So that's what I love about these collected editions. They have all of this extra stuff that you might have never seen before. The toys, the figures. It's just, again, it's just absolutely incredible. And I feel so lucky to have this one especially. But again, to be able to revisit it and open it up and see that art, it just blows my mind. So one of my newest absolutes is this one right here. This is a 2-book set, and it's the Absolute Bermejo, Joker, and Luthor. Look at the art. I mean, just look at that. It's absolutely incredible. Of course, it has Lex Luthor on the back as well. And then you take it out of the slipcase. Again, let me show you that Joker because it just looks so good. But then you have both of these amazing covers here. I mean, just look at this. So incredibly iconic. Of course, it collects the entire book in this large-scale format, which I absolutely love. So without further ado, let me show you the inside of these. So this one is very unique because it does have 2 books. Of course, it has the Lex Luthor, and then it also has, yeah, that's right, the Lee Bermejo Joker as well. I absolutely love the slipcase, but let's look into the books first. And I'm going to start with Joker just because, you know me, I absolutely love him. And look at that, Lee Bermejo. He is a master. He is just the way he's able to capture realism and the grittiness of things. It's just absolutely incredible. Of course, this is the Joker book. And this is one of my favorites. I absolutely love it. Of course, it did inspire the Joker statue from Prime 1 Studio, which is one of my all-time favorites in my collection. I absolutely love it. But again, just the art is just second to none incredible. Of course, he's got some black and white illustrations here in the back as well. Just incredibly iconic from Lee Bermejo. And again, he's just absolutely one of my favorite artists. I can't say enough good things about him. But again, that's the Joker book. And let me show you now the Lex Luthor one as well. And this one I'm not as familiar with. I've only read it once, but it is a great story. Again, great art, where again it features Lee Bermejo doing his Superman thing with Lex Luthor. It does tell a great story. Again, incredible artwork. You never can go wrong with Bermejo. Everything he touches, in my opinion, does turn to gold. But just, again, incredible illustration, incredible shadow, line work. Just a really great book here. So again, the best thing about this is you get 2 for the price of 1. The next one really doesn't need any sort of introduction, but it is one of the smallest absolutes out there. But of course, I'm talking about the legendary Killing Joke. If you are a fan of this book, of course, I have multiple copies. I have got a CGC that's signed, but I had to have this because it is in absolute format. It is absolutely the perfect size format. You can really appreciate the art. Speaking of art, does it get any better than that right there? It's just absolutely fantastic. And of course, if we take it out of the actual hardcover case here, then you have the book itself, which is really cool. Look what they did there. Isn't that awesome? I absolutely love this book. I love this story. It's one of my favorites of all time. Let's take a look on the inside. Do I need to say anything here? Do I even need to say anything? No. This is The Killing Joke. This is one of the greatest Batman stories of all time. Of course, Brian Boland, absolutely insane. I own this one in CGC form. As I mentioned, it is just incredible. And let me go ahead and slip him out of the slipcase here. There we go. And look how great this is. This was drawn for this book. You get to see the side profile of that very famous cover, which is just absolutely incredible. I love that they did that. And again, we get to see Brian Boland's art in just this absolute form, which is so, come on. Come on. Does it get just any more iconic than these things? The story, the evilness, and you know what many consider to be the best Joker story ever. Certainly, this was my favorite story growing up. And it still might be considered one of my top 5 for sure. It's just so great. Now, the great thing about this one is it's split into 2. So this is kind of like the remastered version. And then in the back, it's more of the comic book look, like the actual feel of the comic book pages, the coloring of the comic book pages as it was originally released. So that's so great that you get really two versions of this, which is very, very awesome. And again, this was just a graphic novel. It was very small. You do have the full script here, which is great. I absolutely love that, the type script. Again, when people actually used typewriters back in the day, really awesome. So again, that's a good chunk of the book, and then it does have the actual storyboards here, which is really nice as well. And then all of these great Brian Boland covers, stories. It's got some of the short stories here. I'm sure many of you have read these, but if you haven't, you have definitely some fun things to read. Look at that penguin there, so great. How great would a Brian Boland penguin be in statue form? Be awesome. But anyway, just absolutely fantastic. It's got the art gallery in the back. Oh, I'm so glad this one is out and I own it. I love it. I highly recommend this one, guys. Just absolutely fantastic. And again, one of the greatest Batman stories and Joker stories of all time. Next up, another great series here, of course, that is Haunted Knight, Absolute Batman. Of course, that is Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. Just a really cool book. Of course, very iconic. Some of the best writing, I think, of any Batman series. These writers, these artists, it's just absolutely incredible. Of course, this is what we're looking at here, that Tim Sale classic cover. The backside is just black, pretty simplistic, but I know you want to see the inside, so let's check it out. All right, let's look at the Absolute Batman Haunted Knight. Now, you might not know this one as much as some of the other ones, maybe like Long Halloween, but this is an absolutely incredible story, again, from Tim Sale, which is one of my favorite artists. Jeff Loeb. Of course, Tim Sale, it took a little while for it to grow on me, to be honest. The artwork is different, that's for sure. But, I mean, come on. That is iconic, right? I mean, that is just fantastic. Again, you have the nice large premium format here. Not a premium format statue, but a premium format in quality and size with these absolutes. The artwork comes alive here. You don't get the shininess as some books have, like the Hush book has a lot of shine to it. This is more like the actual comic tone, pages. Again, it's very, very iconic with the different covers from Haunted Knight. It's just really great, right? It's just really, really great. Very reminiscent of Noel, inspired by all of that great literature over the years. But again, iconic, beautiful, Tim Sale, and of course, the legendary Jeff Loeb here. Haunted Knight, this one's awesome. So this next one right here is, of course, my favorite Batman story. I absolutely love this. This, of course, is the Long Halloween. This is a pretty thick book for an absolute. Absolutely incredible, of course. Another great back cover from Tim Sale. I just absolutely love this book. I love the story. And let's take it out of the slipcase. And there you go again. Really awesome with the orange. This time again black, but it does have the Batman down below. I cannot say enough good things about this story. It is absolutely fantastic. If you've never read any of these that I'm talking about, do yourself a favor and pick this one up. In inspired films like The Dark Knight and many others. Just a phenomenal book. Let's check out the inside. Bam. The greatest Batman story of all time, at least in my opinion. I absolutely love this one. And this is, again, the Long Halloween. And let me show you the back cover here. Beautiful art. Tim Sale once again. And there's the back cover and the front with that beautiful orange that really captures the Long Halloween. Now, of course, this is a story about a serial killer that kills on holidays. It introduces major characters, Falcone, it's got Catwoman, it's got Solomon Grundy, it's got Penguin, it's got Riddler. It literally has every villain there is, and it is just an incredible, incredible story. Now, again, some people might not like the illustrations from Tim Sale. It does tend to need to grow on you a little bit. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but there is no question that the storytelling is just second to none. And again, it definitely inspired parts of The Dark Knight and many other films and other storylines. It's just incredible inside of this book, and the panels are just, I mean, look how big these panels are. They're just so great. They're so easy to read. If you're somebody that struggles with some of the small print, man, these are perfect for you, because they're just, it's just beautiful. And again, it captures the artwork, it shows some of the toys over the years, and just some great information from the artists. And look at all the covers. Look at that. Look at that. It doesn't get any better than this book, in my opinion. Please do yourself a favor. Pick this one up if you've never read it. Now, last but not least is the incredible Court of Owls Absolute. I actually had this one autographed by Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, and Jonathan Galapian when I met them in Kansas City. Just an absolutely amazing thing to have. And of course, look at that back cover. I love the Court of Owls. I hope you guys do too. Let's take a look outside here, and boom, there you go, which is really nice. And then you also, of course, have the owl himself, the Talon. I absolutely love this cover. It just looks so good. When I think about this book and being able to have it in this kind of format, is just so much fun to be able to hold this in your hand and be able to really experience the art like it should be. It's just absolutely incredible. So let me show you the inside of this one. All right, so here is my cover, guys. As I said, this was autographed by Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, and Jonathan Galapian. He says, "The court is watching you, Chris," and that's what he said right here, Scott Snyder in 18, whenever I met them. But how cool is that he wrote that on there? Just absolutely fantastic. And then, of course, we have the back cover here as well of the slipcase. And let me go ahead and slide it out so you can see that right there. And then, of course, Talon right there. Ugh. Just love it. Look at this. Okay, let's look inside and see the incredible artwork. Again, this is very similar to that Omnibus, so it has a lot of the same artwork. I like the presentation here better. Again, it is an absolute form, so it's a little bit oversized. It's a little bit bigger. And again, you get to see the art just a little bit better. And I feel like the absolutes are just a little bit easier to read. The omnibuses are just so big. You know, they take up so much space and so much room. But anyway, look at Talon. I just absolutely love the absolutes. And again, I know I keep that pun intended. I know I keep saying that, but I love it. I love the artwork. And I love that they keep coming out with these absolutes. I think it's just so fun to collect, so fun to have on your shelf. And just knowing that you have these iconic books and you're able to read them anytime you want. It's just so great. We have all these variant covers as well in the back. Artwork, sketches, all these panel ideas, just really, really fun. So anyway, that's the inside of this one. Again, very similar to the Omnibus, but again, you're just getting the Court of Owls story and not some of the other ones. All right, guys, so there you have it, looking at these absolutely, I guess pun intended, absolutes and Omnibus. It's just absolutely incredible. It's been so much fun collecting these. Of course, I collect statues and I collect CGCs, and I really want more of these. I want to fill my bookshelves with these because I just think it looks so great, and just knowing that anytime you want, you can go and look at this incredible art in just such a great presentation. I highly recommend picking these up. But I want to know from you, what should be my next pickups? Which one should I get? Should I get more absolute? Which omnibus should I get? I know that they have multiple new ones that I think maybe even 5 or 6 that just came out recently. I need to catch up, but I need to know what you guys recommend. Are there any in the comments down below that you think you can't believe I don't already have now? I know there's a Tim Sale one that I don't have that I really, really want. So again, I have my wish list of things, but again, all of these cost money. But in the long run, I'm going to try to get as many of these as I can, and maybe I'll even do an updated one in a year from now and see how much these have changed. But these are what I have right now, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it inspired you guys to pick up some of these books. They're absolutely incredible. I will put some links down below in the description if you're interested in picking up any of these books from Amazon. So anyway, I just absolutely love showing these to you guys. It's been fun looking back at them myself, because a lot of times they just sit on the bookshelf and you kind of forget about them after a while. It's always great to revisit these. But again, please give your recommendations down below. Let me know in the comments also if you enjoyed this type of content, if this is something that you would like to see from the channel from time to time. I would love to hear that. And just thank you guys so very much for watching. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and click that notification bell. Make sure you choose all. That way you don't miss any of this content. And just thanks for checking this out today with me. I'll see you guys next time right here in the Batcave. Goodbye, everybody. Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these two awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.